I decided that I'll go through all the questions on today's allocated assessment. I uploaded in Education Perfect. So let's start it. It's going to be a long video because there are so many questions. I don't think I'll be able to answer all the questions, but well, I'll try my best. So let's look at the first question. Using the graph below, find the value of y when x is 3. So when x is 3, that means they are talking about this point. What is the value of y? So normally in your assessment, what you are going to do, you are going to draw the dotted line just to satisfy the marker, and that gives me a value of 6. So that dotted line is quite important. Right? During the assessment, don't forget to draw this horizontal line and the vertical line. Right? Now, we have figured out y is 6. You got to write that down. Right? So I'll move on to the next one. The graph below shows the age of a rock in terms of its depth. Right? So this is the linear relationship between the depth and the age of a rock in millions of years, which is quite important. That is quite important. We got to notice what's written in the question. 1 meter along the depth axis, we move statement. As we move 1 meter along the depth, 1 meter along the depth axis, we move right. So 2 million years. We move 2 million years. So you got to write 2 million years. Million the A and the Y and the age axis. Vertically, the age axis or something. I don't know. Actually, you got to figure it out. Right? This means that the age of 2 million that means for each meter, for 1 meter, the age increases by 2 years. Okay? So that should be simple. Number 3, the graph below shows the height of a plant over time. Height, it's a linear function. Once again, linear height of the, so as the time increases by 1 week, the height increases by 2 centimeters, which we can see. That means the gradient is rise of run is the gradient and the rise is 2 for 1. So let's move on to the next one. As we move 1 step along the x-axis, we move that many steps. You should be able to answer those questions. This is a negative gradient. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to leave it for you to find out the gradient. As we move 1 step, so once again the gradient, negative gradient. calculate the gradient of the graph. So what you need to do, you need to take 2 points. So I'll take this one and maybe that one, which is pretty simple, and you should be able to work out the gradient. Same thing, you got to choose the right gradient. Y-intercept. So y-intercept is in that line, so you should be able to work out the y-intercept. I can see that it's not 1 or negative something. That's, yeah. So answer that question, y-intercept, you should be able to work it out. Now, the general equation of a line is y equals mx plus c. M refers to, okay, you should be able to find out the answer now. M is the gradient, c is the y-intercept. Okay, the gradient of equation below is, right. So you got to work out the gradient y-intercept. The equation below gives, so the gradient of the equation is, I can see it's a negative something. Find the gradient, should be alright. Write the equation. Now, this is going to be a little bit harder. So to find the equation, you got to find out what is M, what is C, and C is negative 2, and M is, sorry, you got to take maybe those 2 points, and this is a positive gradient. You go 3 across, 2 up, so you should be able to work out the gradient, and the y-intercept is negative 2, right? Okay, so that means the equation, you should be able to work out the equation now. Okay, should be manageable. Find the equation. Okay, right. Find the width of the switch after 18 hours. So 18 hours is the X value. After 18 hours, after 10 hours, you can work it out. So for this one, you got to make a table. So you can see for 0 hour, okay, for 0 hours, time is 0. If the time is 0, so it'll be 500 is the weight. And you can create an with W negative 25T plus 500. So remember, you got to make a table by substitution. This is substitution problem. You should be able to work it out by going negative 25 times that 18 hours and then plus 500, and that should give you the answer. Now, the reason I started talking about this, actually, how to find out, okay, C is the cost, what length costs the same amount. So this is the simultaneous equation they're asking you to find out. Okay, they are asking you to find out the point of intersection. Remember, we have been talking about a little bit advanced skill. By now, you must have learned it. Actually, you need both the equations. So one of the equations is TNL plus 10, and the other equation is C equals 5L plus 35. So this is equals to that, isn't it? So 10L plus 10 should be equal to 5L plus 35. So in this kind of situation, put this equals to that, isn't it? Because this is, if this is 100, that'll be 100 too, right? Once you have done that, you got to solve the equation 10L minus 5L. That's algebra from your 10. 35 minus 10, isn't it? So that'll give you 5L equals 25. So L should be equal to 25. Divide that by 5. That'll give you 5. So what length costs the same? So answer will be 5 meters. Now you should be able to work out all the points of intersection in the pretty much the same way. And this is the one which is the pattern. You got to find out the rule. So step one, this was taught in year 9. Step 2, step 3, step 4. So you make a table. For step 1, well, the number of chairs in number of, so if you have only one table, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tables. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10. And the second one, if you have three tables, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So one thing is happening, it's going up in 4. So this is how you write the rule. Writing the rule. That was taught in year 9, year 10. And if you have forgotten, actually, this is the time to review it. Think about times table. You go 4 times 1, 4 times 2. Take that difference and times it. Keep times again. 4 times 3, 4 times 4. 4 times 1, does it give you 6? 4 times 1, does it give you 6? Does it give you 6? No. So you need to add 2. So you got to add 2 more chairs. So for the first one, for one table, the rule is 4 times 1, 4 lots of number of table, plus adjustment 2. 2 tables, 4 times 2 plus 2. Does it work? Question, does it work? Okay, 4 times 2 is 8. Yes, that one checked. It works. 3 tables. 4 times 3 plus 2. Does it work? 12 plus 2, 14. Fantastic. So most likely the rule is going to be, if you call this one X, and if you call that one Y, I'm not sure whether they asked you to use a particular variable. That's the reason I'm calling the number of tables as X, number of chairs as Y. So it'll be Y, number of chairs equals 4 lots of X, 4 times table, number of tables plus 2. That's the rule. This is how we write the linear rule. Please practice them. And I will stop there because the video is getting longer. It's already 15 minutes. I'll stop there.